Greetings and salutations all, I.S. Anderson here once again, and it's Mythology Time again today. Yeah, Mythology Time. Okay, so today, since yesterday was Mother's Day, I figured I would do something a little bit motherish, mother-oriented. I'm going to be featuring a goddess that was the personification of motherhood, to an extent anyway, and also magic and being the good wife and all that other stuff. And today is also our first delve into Egyptian mythology. Yes, the Egyptian pharaohs, sands, pyramids, stuff like that. Today is going to be a feature on the goddess Isis. Isis, the goddess of fertility, motherhood, and sometimes magic. She is called Aset, meaning throne or seat, by the Egyptians. She came by this name Isis later when adopted by the Greeks. She was the daughter of Nut, the sky, and Geb, the earth. She was also the sister wife of Osiris, god of the dead. She was born with Osiris, along with her brothers and sister Set and Nephthys. In one version of the story, Isis and Osiris mated in the womb and were born as man and wife. Right off the bat, and I'm speechless. Isis gained power over the god Ra, creator of all things. She tricked him by creating a serpent which ambushed him on his daily trip across the sky. Isis offered to cure him of the snake's venom if he gave her his true name. In her defense, though, Ra did try to prevent her and her siblings from being born by declaring that Nut wasn't allowed to have any children during any month of the year. So what happened was Thoth, the god of wisdom, he actually made a bet with the god of the moon and actually won the bet and then gained a few days, and then Nut was allowed to have her children during those few days. Yeah, I know, it's a little confusing, but just go with me on this one. Isis had a husband, Osiris, who was killed by their brother, Set. Set accomplished this at a gathering of the gods where he presented a coffin and offered to give it to anyone who could fit inside it. Osiris tried the coffin and it fit perfectly because Set had measured Osiris in his sleep. Set then slammed the lid closed and trapped Osiris inside, killing him. Seriously, that's how it happened. I've checked about 3 or 4 different sources and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, and I don't get how he could have fallen for that one either, but you gotta remember the world was pretty new back in these days and treachery was still kind of a relatively new thing. Set threw the coffin in the Nile where it floated away. Isis went searching for it and eventually found it in a tree in the city of Byblos, a city along the Phoenician coast. She brought the box back to Egypt and hid it in a swamp so that she could give Osiris a proper burial later. Set found the box. He was so enraged that he dismembered Osiris's body into 14 pieces and scattered them throughout Egypt. Wow, Set is an asshole. Isis went searching for the 14 parts with Nephthys and Anubis. She found all the parts except one. She failed to find his phallus because Set threw that in the Nile, and it was eaten by fish. Wow, that was a huge fish you caught. Gee, thanks. So what kind of bait did you use for that? Well... Fearing that Set would desecrate Osiris's body again, Isis buried each body part where she found it. She was able to conduct the proper burial rites for Osiris, enabling him to enter the Duat, the Egyptian underworld. Osiris became lord of the underworld. Isis also had a son by Osiris named Horus, but that's a tale for a different time. After Alexander the Great conquered Egypt, Isis was adopted into Greek culture and later Rome. Caligula was said to have worn female garb during his ceremonies to depict Isis. Roman emperors would sometimes take part in a ritual called incubation. This consisted of sleeping in a sacred place to invoke a dream or vision from a divine being. It was believed that they wished to speak to Isis. There is a relief of the emperor giving wine to Isis and Horus in the Ark of Trajan in Rome. The cult of Isis still exists to this day. And that is the tale of Isis. Hope you learned something today, and hope you enjoyed that. So as always, please go ahead and leave comments down below. Let me know if there's anything specifically you'd like me to talk about in the next Mythology Time. Don't be shy. And my pertinent contact information will be down below in the abyss. Please comment, rate, subscribe. You know the drill. And until next time, this is I.S. Anderson telling everybody, make your lives grand and have a good day. Thank you very much. And remember, kids, when hiding a body, don't just leave it in the swamp, or else somebody will find it and then tear it into 14 pieces and scatter it all throughout the land. I still say Set's an asshole.